Coach Hoke, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging in there, doing all right, and looking forward to
Everybody
hopefully staying safe. Yeah, staying safe and being even pretty smart for us, Coach, which is saying something, But we're doing.
Well,
can only ask for so much.
When I say I'm being smart.
Well, give us a little update on the status of San Diego State football, or at least as much as you know right about now, Coach.
Well, the one thing that we all, as a staff, are encouraged about is our players and how, I learned how to use a computer just so I can do Zoom now all day long. But and believe me, I'm glad that my wife understands that technology a heck of a lot better than I do. But we've had some great contact with each other constantly during the week, team meetings, senior-led meetings, influence meetings, positional meetings. So we've stayed busy. Our guys have stayed busy. The academic, virtually, we had one of the best semesters we've ever had. I think that, from a team, a lot of guys are working hard. There's a lot of accountability going on with each other. So I'm encouraged about how they've handled, the pandemic and obviously the senseless murder of George Floyd.
Coach, I wonder about that because with all that's been going on, COVID-19, you mentioned the murder of George Floyd. You mentioned we've talked about the social unrest we've had. How has that impacted your team during this time?
Well, I think obviously, and there's guys who are hurt and guys who are discouraged. And the one thing we talk about, is change, advance, and commit. There's been a lot of talk over the last 60 to 80 years on change, and we've got to do it. We've got to advance it, and we've got to be committed to it. And the one thing our guys have done is they pulled together as a team. We talk about educating each other because to not educate yourself on the situation, you're being ignorant. And so the guys have really stayed close together. I know our senior group, they put out a declaration that it was them doing it. It was them writing it, and I thought they did a great job and really a representative of how we are as a football team.
Coach Brady Hoke is with us from San Diego State, and you mentioned your wife Laura and yourself. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Coach, you guys got the pastor Miles McPherson involved with the team a little bit to talk with the team or at least interact with the team, and that, from what I read, went really, really well and really proved to be beneficial.
Well, it did, and it was. We were sitting at home one morning. And we both have a tendency to get up early, and we had one of the TV stations on. And when I was here the first time, when we were here the first time, we had really, the Rock Church was the place that we really liked to go, and Pastor Miles, and I flew him out to Michigan once a year to do the chapel for our Michigan football team because I think his words and his actions are so strong. And so he had been on one of the local stations, and Laura and I were sitting there, and when we got done, and it was the week of the tragedy, I said, I got to get a hold of him. And Laura said, yeah, you ought to call Miles. I said, I need him. He just is always such his strength, his compassion, and everything that he does and what he did with our team was really special.
We're talking with Brady Hoke, San Diego State head coach for the football team. Coach, let's talk about the stadium a little bit because things seem to be progressing in the right direction. A big meeting coming up here June 17th to hopefully complete the documents that need to be completed. How soon can you expect as the head coach of San Diego State? How soon can you expect to see kind of impact in terms of recruiting once that gets done?
Well, yeah, and Tony, I'll tell you, it's played a big part in what we're doing right now. We have a virtual tour that we take the recruits through, and part of that tour is the stadium and the renderings that have been done, and it has really been a big part of it. I can't, from a personal standpoint, President Delatorre and JD both, JD Wicker, our athletic director, have really done a tremendous job in two ways. Number one, handling the pandemic, and secondly, I really believe the stadium and the Mission Valley project and everything that is going to go along with that atmosphere that will be created down there.
Brady Hoke is with us, the head coach of the Aztecs, and Aztec football, of course, would be scheduled to get underway in September, and of course UCLA on the schedule this year, and some other great games, and of course Brady Hoke returning as head coach. And just personally, Coach, has it been a little difficult for you to you're always got an amazing amount of enthusiasm, and your spirit is always incredible. And, to have to go through what we've all had to go through, and then you have to try to keep a group of 100+ young men focused in a positive vein. How have you pulled it off?
Well, we'll find out, right? When we kick it off. But, number one, we've got a great staff, and we've got guys who are good men, and that's what we want. And besides being good men, they're really good football coaches and do a great job of teaching and mentoring. We have always been a we, us, and ours. It's not one person; it's everybody together, and the respect that we have for each other. So we're excited. Believe me, we're excited. We're targeting July 7th for our guys to try and get back on campus, and with that second semester coming up, and if we can do that, I think we're going to have a football season.
Coach Hoke, last question from me. What kind of team do you think we're going to have this season? What kind of team? What style of team do you think we'll have this season?
Yeah, Tony, I think we were fortunate. In some ways, we were able to get 6 spring practices in, and we'd love to have the full complement because we have new coaches on the staff, evaluating the talent, doing those kind of things, and see where guys line up a little better, a little bit more wide open with the offensive game to some degree. With the RPO concepts, a little bit more infused with Jeff Heklinski. I like what I do like in winter conditioning, and what I do like in what we got done in the spring is we have a toughness to us, and that has to be a premium, mentally, physically, and character-wise. The toughness in how we're going to go. Be on campus, how we're going to be in the locker room, how we're going to be in the weight room and on the field. And so I like that part of us. I think we also, when you look at position by position, there's some really good competition. And that competition has always bred very good success in anything that you do. So we're excited about seeing that competition as we get into fall camp.
You mentioned it, Coach, toughness, and I will never forget it when you first came to San Diego State from Ball State, and you said toughness, effort, accountability, TEA, Brady Hoke's T. And that team drank the tea and had great success, and San Diego State's been successful ever since. Wish you continued success with everything. Thanks for your good words today, Coach. Always uplifting to hear from you, and say hi to Laura for me. It's been a while since I've had a chance to see her, but look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, we do too. And, guys, thanks so much. We appreciate everything you guys do.